Wandering Winder here with another in my series on openings. Today we want to look at Baron. So, the big thing that we're going to check out is Baron Silver, although we'll come back in a second. And in terms of hitting your price points, Baron is pretty good at that. Uh, okay, well, it misses the shuffle in this case, but if it misses a shuffle, it's less likely your silver did, so blah, 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 blah. You hit 5, you hit 6. Overall, let's check out the numbers, um, which say that you have a 87.4% chance to hit 5 at least once opening Baron Silver, a 29% chance to hit 5 twice. You have a 17.7% chance to draw a Baron without an estate, which is a bit of a molten disaster. But in hitting bigger price points, it's even better. So if you're trying to hit 6, Baron gives you a 67.7% chance of hitting 6. Baron Silver does at least once, and over a 5% chance of hitting 6 twice. Although it's very rare that you're really aiming to hit 6 twice out of the opening. But over 67, close to 68% chance to hit 6 uh, gives Baron good value there if that's what you're going for, and reasonable chances of hitting 5 twice. Now, I tend to be kind of hot on Baron openings for this kind of reason. Just in terms of just purely money, Baron is pretty good at making money. And yeah, there's that 17-18% chance that you are going to draw it and not have an estate, which is awful, but I, I don't tend to recommend playing in fear of such things. Obviously, it does go into the calculus of how good it is, and the chance to be very far behind just on that basis is a real downside. But I weigh that against being behind by not having gotten it, which is a lot more likely to get the Baron with an estate. And yeah, I tend to go for the Baron. But I must say it's not a premium opening by any stretch because it's negative in terms of deck control, right? So it's a stop card basically, right? Like silver is, but it doesn't do anything for your deck control, and that's a negative. It's a terminal, that's a negative. And if particularly you're going to want to trash your estates, that's a big negative. But if you're going to be getting other deck control and not necessarily trashing your other states, I often find it's a thing to go for. And then in particular, I want to point out it's also more often a thing to go for if the thing you're opening with it, I can English. Instead of going Baron Silver, if you're going with something that has a little bit more of a deck control component to it than just a silver, a cantrip of some sort, or so something like border guard, or even supplies. Some things of those nature make me a lot more inclined to open with that Baron, just because it makes it a little bit more likely that you'll see an estate with it and that you'll continue to be able to do so. But yeah, like I say, you need to watch out for if you're going to be wanting to thin all of those estates out of your deck. Baron looks a lot worse. And of course, and this is probably the biggest thing with Baron to note in the opening, is if you have shelters, because whatever percentage of the time you start with shelters, then Baron is of course an awful opening. There's probably some edge case you can point out, but you should almost never open Baron when you have shelters around. I know I've done it, um, because I remember doing it and then realizing, oh, there's shelters. This was a terrible decision. But yeah, it's not pretty. It's not pretty. Anyway, the money making ability and the plus buy of Baron can be good, and if for some reason you're just trying hand over fist to shove estates into your deck, that can be good. But that's almost never something you're trying to do from turn one. And yeah, so it makes money pretty well. It hits 6 quite well, but it doesn't do anything else for you. Plus buy, I guess. that's what there is to know about Barron. Thanks for watching.